Hello friends, welcome to Rosemary's Mystic Tales, where stories come alive. Subscribe and share for more videos. Today's story is about the orphan's journey, a tale of love, loss and redemption. Long ago in the village of Ndiogwu, nestled in the heart of Igbo land, a prophecy was spoken at the shrine of the great god Amadioha. A child would be born with a destiny tied to both the living and the spirits. The elders trembled at the words of the oracle, for such a child would bring either great blessings or a terrible curse. Months later, a couple, Obinna and Nnenna, welcomed a baby girl, Oluebube. She was beautiful, with dark skin that gleamed like the night and eyes that held the mysteries of the spirits. But before her naming ceremony, the village Dibia arrived at the compound with grave news. To keep this child alive, you must make a sacrifice in the forbidden forest. If you do not, she will not live past her first moon. Desperate to save their daughter, Obinna and Nnenna obeyed. They entered the dark forest at night, carrying the required offerings, white fowls, palm oil, and cowries. The villagers waited for their return, but the night passed, then another, and another. They never returned. Little Oluebube was taken in by her grandmother, Mama Ugo, a wise woman who spoke to the spirits in whispers and knew the language of the wind. The orphan's pain. Oluebube grew into a kind and obedient girl. She was hardworking, respectful, and beautiful. But the whispers of her parents' mysterious disappearance followed her everywhere. She is the child of the lost ones. Her parents were swallowed by the forest. She carries a curse. No matter how hard she worked, the shadow of her parents' fate haunted her. Yet Mama Ugo always told her, "Mom, the spirits know more than we do. But one day, the truth will find you, and you will find the truth." When Oluebube turned 18, the suitors came. Akwodike, Obidike, and even the wealthy Nwachinemelu, but she refused them all. "Before I think of marriage, I must find out what happened to my parents," she told Mama Ugo. Tears welled in the old woman's eyes. She knew this day would come. "Then go, my child, but be careful. The forest does not forget, and the spirits remember everything." Into the forbidden forest. With a calabash of water, a charm from Mama Ugo, and a small knife, Oluebube set off at dawn. The village watched as she disappeared into the forbidden forest, the same place that had swallowed her parents years ago. The forest was alive. The trees whispered. The wind carried voices. The ground pulsed like a living thing. Oluebube walked deeper, her heart pounding. By midday, she reached the stream, Odommirindu, the river of lost souls. As she bent to drink, a voice echoed, "Why have you come, child of man?" She turned sharply. A tall, slender woman with eyes as black as night and skin as pale as the moon stood before her. "I seek my parents," Oluebube said, trying to keep her voice steady. The spirit woman tilted her head. "Then you must be ready to pay the price." Without another word, the spirit raised her hands and the river's water parted, revealing a path. Go, but beware. Each step forward requires something in return. The 3 trials. Oluebube walked down the riverbed, her body growing heavier with each step. Suddenly, the ground shifted and she fell into a dark pit. She found herself standing before a deep well. Voices rose from its depths, voices of sorrow, loss, and pain. Give up your memories of your grandmother and the path will open. Oluebube's heart clenched. Mama Ugo was all she had ever known, but she knew some sacrifices were necessary. With tears streaming down her face, she whispered, "Forgive me, Mama." The well swallowed her memories and a door of light appeared. She stepped through. Oluebube found herself on a narrow bridge suspended over darkness. Shadows rose from below, taking the forms of people she knew. Her parents, Mama Ugo, her childhood friends. "Stay with us," they whispered. "This world is too dangerous." For a moment, she hesitated. Then she remembered this was not real. Clutching her charm, she ran forward, ignoring the voices. The bridge collapsed behind her. At the end of the path stood a giant, Ndiogwu, the ram spirit, with fiery red eyes. "Turn back, child, or you will never leave this place." Oluebube raised her chin. "I will not turn back." The Ndiogwu roared and charged. With only a small knife, she dodged, rolled, and slashed, but it was not enough. The spirit was too powerful. Then she remembered Mama Ugo's words. "The spirits know more than we do." Closing her eyes, she spoke softly. "Monkey here, I am not your enemy. I only seek the truth." The Ndiogwu stopped. The fire in its eyes dimmed. Then it stepped aside. The gate behind it opened. Oluebube entered a hidden part of the forest, a sacred grove filled with golden mist. At its center stood a giant tree with roots like arms and branches that touched the sky. At the base of the tree, 2 figures stood by the vines. "Mama! Papa!" she cried, rushing forward. Obinna and Nnenna opened their eyes. "Oluebube!" Her mother's voice was weak. Her father's eyes hollow with years of suffering. "We have been trapped here, cursed by the gods for an unfinished business," Obinna explained. "We were tricked." Tears streamed down Oluebube's face. "Then let me finish what you started." From the tree, a deep voice rumbled. "Will you give what is required?" "Yes," she cried. A blade appeared in her hands, a single cut, a drop of her own blood. The vines withered, the golden mist cleared. And after 18 long years, her parents were free. The villagers could not believe their eyes when Oluebube returned, her parents walking beside her. Women wailed in joy, men beat their chests in amazement, and Mama Ugo, though missing her memories of Oluebube, embraced her like a stranger she had always known. For 3 nights, Ndiogwu celebrated the return of the lost ones. Oluebube was hailed as a hero, and soon suitors filled her compound once more. But this time, her heart had already been chosen. The brave young hunter, Obidike, who had once followed her into the forest before she sent him back, was the one she loved. Under the light of the full moon, in a wedding filled with song, dance, and love, Oluebube and Obidike were joined as one. and though the forest still whispered its secrets, it never again took what belonged to her. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Have fun.